Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
On today's Smart 7, a sting in the tail for WASPI women, Ukraine strikes at the heart of Moscow, and much more. It's Wednesday, 18th of December, it's National Muffin Day, and happy birthday, Billie Eilish.
The Smart 7, it's news, but not the news.
This year has seen a long list of those wronged by the British government over the years, finally reaching some sort of justice and in most cases compensation. From the infected blood scandal to the post office IT scandal, the government has been busy cleaning up historic messes. One of those historic scandals is the case of the so-called WASPI women. They are women born in the 1950s who were shortchanged on pensions and have been campaigning for compensation. A parliamentary ombudsman had recommended compensation of between £1,000 and £3,000 each, but on Tuesday, Work and Pension Secretary Liz Kendall says there's no prospect of any financial offer.
The report itself acknowledges that assessing the individual circumstances would have a significant cost and administrative burden. It's taken the Ombudsman nearly 6 years to investigate the circumstances of 6 sample complaints.
The issue affects about 3.6 million women, and campaigners have been looking for £10,000 each, but Prime Minister Keir Starmer says it's just not practical or possible to make a payment of up to £10 billion.
I do understand, of course, the concern of the WASPI women, but also, of course, I have to take into account whether it's right at the moment to impose further burden on the taxpayer.
The Ukrainian Special Forces struck deep in the heart of Moscow on Tuesday. The SBU's target was the general in charge of Russia's chemical, biological and radiological weapons unit, and he along with his assistant were killed when a bomb concealed in an electric scooter exploded outside his apartment. Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov was placed under sanction by the UK in October for his role in the alleged use of chemical weapons in Ukraine, and Defence Minister John Healey didn't sound too disappointed about his death.
This was a bad man, and so the Ukrainians have declared him a legitimate target. They've taken responsibility for the action that they've undertaken.
It's a significant psychological blow, and Kirillov is the most senior military figure killed away from the front lines. Russia's reaction has been one of anger, with the former Prime Minister and now Deputy Chairman of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, promising repercussions for all involved.
Everyone here understands what happened and what needs to be done. Our enemies have already rushed to publish information about their involvement. The investigators must find the killers in Russia, and we must do everything to destroy the patrons in Kiev.
The father and stepmother of 10-year-old Sarah Sharif were sentenced on Tuesday for her murder. Mr. Justice Kavanaugh said the level of cruelty involved in the case was almost inconceivable, as he gave the father a 40-year sentence, the stepmother a 33-year sentence, and also handed down a 16-year sentence to the girl's uncle for his role. Sarah's mother described the defendants as sadists in her victim impact statement. The case has sparked action from the government, with Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson announcing a change in the rules around homeschooling, particularly for children judged to be at risk.
Where there are additional concerns, where there's a child protection investigation that's underway or child protection proceedings, local authorities will be able to deny a request to home educate a child, because we don't always have visibility about what's going on in children's lives, and this is a measure that is designed to protect children.
The Post Office inquiry officially wrapped up on Tuesday with a statement from former CEO Paula Venables, inspiring groans and laughter at the hearing. She had submitted a statement as part of closing arguments, and in it she pointed fingers at her former staff but also said she didn't want to blame others. The inquiry has heard from almost 300 witnesses and had over 2 million pages of evidence submitted, and we now await a final report. Tuesday also saw another IT scandal resolved as Post Office Minister Gareth Thomas announced a scheme to compensate those involved with the IT system before Fujitsu's Horizon software, which was called Capture. That system left sub-postmasters facing account shortfalls, but no action had been taken by government until now.
We are working now with sub-postmasters, with their legal representatives and across government to try and understand how many sub-postmasters might have been affected.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, it's Carabao Cup quarter-final time and Michelle Hussein hangs up her headphones right after this.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Welcome back. We're into Carabao Cup quarter-final season with 3 games on Wednesday while Man United face Spurs on Thursday. Wednesday night sees Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace, Newcastle welcoming Brentford and Liverpool on the road to Southampton. One man who won't be travelling, or on the touchline at least, is Liverpool manager Arne Slot. He picked up his 3rd yellow card of the season against Fulham at the weekend and so is suspended for 1 game. It's the only blot in an otherwise spectacular start to his first season in the Premier League, but he seems fairly relaxed about it.
There's also a limit for me, let's put it that way. And then I can get emotional. And that's, unfortunately, that limit is earlier reached by referee decision than the decision my players make, because they make more good decisions than the referees do.
This time of year sees plenty of new job announcements, but not just on LinkedIn, occasionally on air too. We already know Zoe Ball is leaving Radio 2, but another prominent female broadcaster hung up her headphones on Tuesday. Michelle Hussein, who presents Radio 4's Today programme, along with a host of other shows in her time at the BBC, is departing for a new role at Bloomberg TV. She's due to host a new global interview series for Bloomberg Weekend Edition and will also become an editor-at-large. She said farewell to her listeners on Tuesday morning with an apology.
I hope, therefore, you might forgive me for the times I crashed the pips, squeezed the weather, any other dastardly deeds, and yes, the 1, 8, 10 that did involve swearing. It just remains for me to say good morning and goodbye.
We've had quite a lot of spies and assassins recently in movies and TV shows, but there's a new film on the way called Black Bag that has potential. It stars Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender, and it's written by David Cope, who has written everything from Carlito's Way to Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones. Oh, and it's directed by Steven Soderbergh. It's your classic spy tale, including Pierce Brosnan as the spy agency boss and Bridgerton's Reggie Jean Page, which all makes it sound pretty promising. It hits cinemas in March.
When you can lie about everything, when you can deny everything, how do you tell the truth about anything?
I need a satellite redirect, but this has to be unofficial.
You are one naughty husband, George.
You think this isn't normal? The way you're doing this, just so you know.
What's on the menu?
Fun and games.
Is it true? No one can lie to you?
I don't like liars.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Struggling with dry eye? You're not alone. Dry eye is increasingly common and can range from occasional symptoms to a chronic condition known as dry eye disease. If you're one of the 38 million Americans experiencing dry eye symptoms you can't shake, it may be the result of too much tear evaporation and/or underlying inflammation of the eye, 2 common causes of dry eye, among other factors. Before symptoms get worse, talk to an eye doctor about possible treatment options and visit knowyourdryeye.com to learn more.